Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have even more Season 2 news, this time coming in the form of leaks from Temporal, and we'll be comparing and contrasting the leaks from him to what is already known about Season 2. And obviously, later this week, we'll get the full roadmap for the entire season, as well as the all-important patch notes. So big stuff going on for Battlefield right now. Lots of conversation regarding all of this stuff. I'm sure this video will be no different in the comment section. So if you enjoy the channel, if you want to stay up to date with the game, hit the sub button, be sure to hit the like button, and thank you all for watching once again. Really have to thank you guys for the crazy amount of support. I think we just hit 120,000 YouTube subs, which I can't even believe I'm saying that. I remember when I hit 20,000 subs. So thank you guys so much again. Onward and upward when it comes to that. Temporal had a lot to say on Twitter today. He might have actually data mined the second half of Season 2 already, including the release date, the new map, weapons, and even another vehicle. The first thing he has to say is Battlefield 6 Season 2 Phase 2. It is called Nightfall. It releases on March 17th, which does seem to make sense because the first half of Season 2 releases on February 17th. March 17th would be, about a month later. The map is called Hagental Base, and he says it's an underground close quarters combat map. At first, when I read this immediately screamed to me, oh, we're getting BF6's Operation Lockers or Metro in Season 2. That is what I predict Hagental Base will be. I don't see anything else that it could be, because if you're talking underground close quarters, I assume it's going to be a bunch of tunnels. It can't be too open in terms of layout, so I assume it's probably going to be linear, much like Lockers and Metro. Of course, these are leaks, so please take them with a grain of salt, but according to Battlefield Bulletin, full details for Season 2 will come out before Season 2 actually releases, and that will include a roadmap. I'll be very interested to see if the roadmap includes the entirety of everything to do with Season 2, including this supposed underground base. In terms of whether or not Battlefield 6 needs a meat grinder map right now, I mean, I could see arguments for both sides. I know that people are sort of fed up with the amount of urban maps or the amount of close quarters combat maps, and people want larger open space maps, much like, Galmud Railway or Mirak Valley, that sort of thing, more vehicle play. But at the end of the day, you kind of do have to have a meat grinder map in a Battlefield game. If you look at the maps that people tend to play for years, meat grinder maps are up there, right? Like, people have played literally a decade of Lockers on Battlefield 4. For a reason, it's because people really like it. Now, moving away from the map, Temporal also says we'll be getting 2 new weapons in the Phase 2 of Season 2. This is just a mouthful to talk about. But if we're getting 2 more new weapons on top of the 3 initial new weapons, that will mean Season 2 will have a total of 5 new weapons being added in this season. Some people will point out that that is still less compared to previous Battlefield titles, and they're 100% right. But as sad as it sounds, getting 5 weapons in a season in a modern Battlefield live service actually sounds pretty good right now. I just hope that these weapons aren't, like, super overpowered, and, at the very least, all of these weapons are usable within the game. I kind of dislike when they add new weapons and, some of them are just completely unusable in comparison to already existing weapons. But moving down the list, Temporal also says we'll be getting a dirt bike on top of the Little Bird that is supposedly being added in Season 2. Dirt bikes are welcome. It's just another cool transport vehicle. I vividly remember them being used in a Battlefield 3 DLC. I think it was the DLC that added Capture the Flag to that game. Temporal also goes on to say that they will apparently be adding night vision goggles, a new Battle Royale point of interest called Defense Testing Complex 3, and it is an underground facility, and BR solo playtests are being set for February and March. In terms of the night vision goggles, I assume they'll be a gadget, or maybe they'll be like a map pickup. I can't imagine you will be able to use them all the time during gameplay. Or maybe, is this hinting at a potential night map edition? That's pure speculation on my part, but I can't think of any other reason as to why they would consider adding night vision goggles. Or maybe Temporal's wrong, because again, these are leaks, but Temporal has a pretty good track record. So combining all of this stuff, we are probably going to be getting, 2 maps, 5 weapons, 2 vehicles, night vision goggles, some gadgets, new Battle Royale stuff, maybe some new Battlefield Lab stuff. If you've looked anywhere on social media regarding the sentiment of Season 2's content, you would see that basically people are just demanding more content per season, which is completely and totally fine and makes complete sense. I think people are just firmly of the opinion that the amount of content they're pushing per season in BF6 just isn't enough to actually satisfy the players. But I'm really conflicted with this because I just think the content pacing was probably decided for this game a long time ago, and I doubt there's really anything we're going to be able to do about it. If we were going to get more than 2 maps per season, it was probably going to happen in Season 2 because they delayed it for a full month, and it looks like as of right now, it's not going to happen. So as shitty and as unacceptable as it is, we might actually just be stuck with 2 maps per season and there's essentially nothing we can do about it. And the best we can hope for as a community is that the patches or the changes they make during these updates become super impactful and help push the game in a better direction. Looking at Season 2's patch notes, again, I just have to emphasize, I think these changes are actually really good and very coherent from DICE. They're going to be adding limb multipliers, addressing time to kill, trying to make headshots matter. In the ongoing development, they mentioned they're trying to work on netcode and audio and server stability and all that sort of stuff. And all of these are issues that I see players mention so much, but at the same time, you see a bunch of sentiment from the community that they're just not doing enough in these patches all at once. And that's where I sort of probably draw the line, because I think, truly, the Battlefield community expects too many significant changes to the game in a single patch. I've seen a bunch of people reply under these things like, oh, no vehicle changes, or no this, no that. It's like, guys, they can't fix every single tiny thing about the game in a single patch. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, the Enders must have received a check to say that. But no, like, if you're being reasonable, you're probably going to agree with me. Like, they literally cannot fix the entire game in a single patch. This isn't going to be a short road. There is no fast track to fixing everything players want in Battlefield 6. It is very simply just going to take a long time, and unfortunately, Battlefield 6 will be another slow burn Battlefield where it will likely reach its peak about a year after launch, maybe a little over a year after launch. I don't know why we have to keep dealing with Battlefield games being this way. I would love if they were just released a little more prepared and fleshed out and ready, with more content, with a better plan, but, you know, it's just the shitification of everything, I guess. But that is going to wrap this video up. Let me know what you think about these potential Season 2 leaks. Hopefully we'll get full details very soon regarding Season 2. If you want to keep up with the game, this is the channel for you. Be sure to hit the sub button, hit the like button, and hit the hype button, because I don't even know what that thing does, but it's a button. So hit it, and I think you're cool for that. So thanks. Other than that, if you haven't checked out a stream, all those links are also in the description. And if you find yourself struggling with BF6 gameplay, I offer one-on-one coaching sessions. That link will be in the description through Medify. I've worked with over 20 people in the past month, and the reviews are really good, and I'm really happy to see that. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video and maybe the next stream.